Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you the loadout that I use to play on heroic and legendary content. Plus I am going to be talking about the principles of how the items in my loadout go hand in hand with one another. Okay, so there's going to be two things that I'm going to talk about in this video. The first thing is going to be the loadout that I use, and second thing is going to be the specific items, the perks, the talents, the skills, and etc. So I'm gonna break this down to you real quick. So as you can see here, the foundation of this loadout is gonna be on the 4-piece striker set, which is gonna give us striker gamble, which on weapons hit amplify total weapon damage by 0.5, stacking up to 50 times, giving us a total of 25% damage on max stacks. But in this build, we're going to the chest piece, which is going to give us the talent called Press the Advantage. Now, Press the Advantage is going to increase the max stacks for Striker's Gamble from, instead of 50, it's going to be 100. So it's going to give us a total of not 25% damage, but 50% increased weapon damage, because it's going to give us 100 stacks. So knowing this, that we need to get 100 stacks to be able to maximize the damage output of the Striker's build, we are going to focus on weapons that give us a high rate of fire. In here, I like to use the Chameleon Exotic Assault Rifle for its 1035 rounds per minute. Basically what the Striker build is going for is you become stronger the more you hit weapons and accumulate stacks, which is also the mechanic of the Chameleon, because in here the Chameleon has a talent called Adaptive Instincts that if you hit 30 headshots, it grants you critical hit chance and critical hit damage. If you hit 75 body shot, it grants you 90% weapon damage, and hitting 30 leg shots grants you an insanely fast reload speed. So what this gun basically tells you is that the longer you use it and the more you hit your shots, the stronger the gun will be. Now if you notice, I'm not using the Striker's Glove, which I already have over here, but I'll talk about that in another video. I'm using the Contractor's Gloves, which offers 10% LMG damage to armor, and I have here critical hit chance. Now because we have LMG damage over here, that's why I'm using this LMG, the Military RPK 74M, which gives us a crap ton of damage. It doesn't have the fastest rounds per minute, but it does have in sync over here. I'm gonna talk about this real quick. The thing about in sync is this becomes really strong if you proc these two at the same time. Like for instance, you pop a skill and you shoot an enemy, and thus damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. Okay, so for the backpack, I went with the Exotic Memento backpack, which gives us the talent Kill Confirmed. It reads enemies you kill drop a trophy on death. Collecting a trophy provides both short and long-term buffs. The first one scales to the number of core attributes that you have and lasts for 10 seconds, while the second buff is every trophy gives you a gain of an additional 1% on weapon damage, another 1% on skill efficiency, and 0.1% on armor regen for 5 minutes. I have this spec out in a way that, like, if you see here, instead of weapon damage, I put it in armor for a blue core attribute, which gives us a total of 20% armor bonus when we pick up one trophy. And the weapon damage that we get actually is 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 25% weapon damage with each trophy, and that lasts for 10 seconds. So if you are preparing to handle heroic and legendary content, you need to have survivability. I am going to give you a pro tip. If you can, you have to farm for this, the Everyday Carrier chest piece. The Everyday Carrier chest piece is a named chest piece giving you the perfectly efficient talent. It says using an armor kit has a 75% chance of not consuming the armor kit. So imagine if you have 4 pieces of armor at one time, and then every time you use the armor, there's a 75% chance that you're not gonna use up that armor kit. So if you use the armor, you will still have 4 armor plates with you. And if you use one armor plate again, if you get damaged or if somebody shot you in the face, if you use another armor kit, you won't lose that armor kit. There's a 75% chance that you won't lose that armor kit. You will still have armor kits for days. This saved my life a ton of times in legendary runs where everybody's just dying and everybody's like, dude, how the hell are you still alive, popping in those armor plates like crazy? And they wonder. That is because of this guy right here. Like, if I use this, sure, I don't get the press the advantage talent, but at least I can change this up and put it as a, still maintain the 4 pieces so that I can get the striker's gamble. I still have the 25% weapon damage, but at least I have survivability, and at least I still have this to compensate for the damage, or at least I still have this. This is the build that I go with when I go through legendary content. Legendary content will really eat up your armor, so that's why I have this guy right here. Oh, and also, if you notice, I have skill haste and skill haste. And in here, that's why I also have skill haste, because I want to maximize the time where the cooldowns of my skills are active as soon as possible. For this to work, every time you want to decide on what loadout you want to use, you have to keep in mind how you play personally, like what's the play style that you usually have fun with, or what's the play style that you are usually most efficient with that works for you. Because at the end of the day, all of these things will not matter, because even if you have the greatest build, if you do not play according to how the build is supposed to be played, it will not make sense, and you will not be as efficient as your build would suggest. Now, I hope that you understand why I go with these items. Or like, for example, if I want to go with the chest piece and go back to contractor's gloves, now you have an idea of why I choose these. And if I want to go, like, for example, if I have this to supply the in-sync, another pro tip that I have for you guys is, like, for instance, I use this. It's a sniper called the Mantis. Like, okay, let me just read this real quick. Okay, the talent is called In Plain Sight. This is on the Mantis sniper rifle. It is called In Plain Sight. Your scope view displays additional information about enemies not targeting you. Headshot and weak point damage against enemies not targeting you are amplified. So if they're not looking at you, you cause more damage to them. And if you cause more damage to them, they die faster. And if they die, most especially if they get killed with a headshot, it resets the cooldowns of the decoy skill. So you can basically have infinite decoys if you use it. I have been using this combo with In Sync for a very long time. It is just so fun. Once you throw the decoy within 5 seconds and shoot an enemy, you still have 30% increased weapon damage. That is why I love the Division so much, because it is just so fun to make these builds. It is just so fun to play around with these items. It is just so fun to play with skills, just experiment, to just go wild. Hope you learned something from this video. Hope it helps, and let me know in the comment section down below if you ever have a build similar to this, or if you want to try this out yourself. tell me how it goes, or if you actually have a build that is better, or something you can teach me, or something that you think that I can improve upon my build, go ahead. I'm eager for a discussion. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.